I would say he's in one in contention to take this whole tournament, not just because of the fact he's a really strong player. When you look at winner's bracket, it's John Numbers, Wii Fit Trainer, easy matchup. It's AAA Ryu, easy matchup for Rosa, and a Diddy Kong, also pretty good for Rosa. So if he's able to stay alive in winner's bracket, he has a pretty good chance of just going straight to grand finals.
Given the bracket at hand, Ray is currently the favorite to win here, but he's got to get there first. And you can never count out John, despite his character being terrible, despite his unorthodox style of play. John is, he's like a unearthly entity. Like, he does his things, and you're just sort of like, okay.
If you've never seen him play, it's a curious thing. He does that. He is one of the few players. No way. Let's go.
Yo, give him a second serving of that. Hot damn. John coming in hot for this first game of the set.
And that's really, that's the thing about Wii Fit. Where, how did that happen? Was that a...
Oh, she was already dead. We didn't need Luma.
I'm sorry. Were you not having fun with those top tier, very high octane dittos that we were seeing? How about this?
I love Rosalina. This character's pure evil.
Which one?
Both of them. Honestly, if you're a believer that Luma's the real problem, then you're sleeping. Like, Rosalina is just as much of a problem as Luma. Like, this character is allowed to play safe with so many tools.
But John does have the lead right here. But one thing that UtopianRay is doing fantastically right now is the landing options. Normally, Rose's disadvantage is one of her weakest parts as a character. But he's been able to get back down to the ground. One thing is that John Numbers' disadvantage is also really good.
There you go. Oh, no, John's not feeling it. He's not having any of it.
Big oofs.
Big oofs indeed.
The amazing use of the Smash Roll platform. John goes up there. That's, I understand you want to go up there. It's safe, it's comfortable, it's warm, it's amniotic.
You really just wanted an excuse to use that word, didn't you?
I didn't want the excuse to use the word.
Absolutely calling you out. It's all right. You'll get another excuse because for whatever reason, we're seeing the run back. Now, normally, of course, Rosalina in Luma is known for being a very vertical character. She's infamous for her up air being able to kill. Her up smash is also incredibly potent, and in general, her juggle game is phenomenal.
I've seen down air kill off the top.
That is also true. Like, things that don't make sense are also allowed to work for Rosalina. She is privileged in that aspect. However, UtopianRay's style of space control with Rosalina and Luma is very laterally oriented. It's very much about trying to trap the landings, control the space so that he himself has free landings if he's thrown into disadvantage. Because of that, a lot of his combos are also laterally oriented when they need to be. So when it comes to killing off the sides, Ray is in his comfort zone. So giving him that stage again, I feel is a bit questionable on John's half. But if John can make it work, we'll see where it leads us.
The thing about it is I don't really see a stage that would work better. It's basically John. It's not the stage, it's not the character. It's if he can make the adjustments, if he can do what he needs to in order to take this set from UtopianRay. That's the second time he's taken the first stock. We'll see if Utopian will have a very quick response once again. We're deep, boys. We're still up. John, what?
He's still coming back. Going to be a bit of an odd ways away, but he's doing it, and he's managing to take Luma out in the process. Y'all ever just run up and pull the trigger? John Numbers will teach you how to run up and pull the trigger. That was so risky from Ray. Gravitational pull actually managed to extend that even further than it was already being extended. If he didn't have his landing right, that could have been disastrous.
I have to say, Wii Fit's soccer ball and then you cancel it with air dodge, air dodge is maybe the world's best mix-up landing. Because it's worst because like you throw out no hitbox, you have a ton of landing lag, but it's the best in that like how is the opponent going to be ready for something like that? All right.
John even given like a little smirk to the side. He was like, all right, I guess so. At 115, already took the first stock. Although this is against Rosalina and Luma, and that Luma's got to go now. John's going to mess up his opportunity for it, and the reason I make that such a big deal is because this is like the sole proprietor of Rage in this game when it comes to really making this mechanic questionable. Rosalina and Luma do a phenomenal job of abusing the rage mechanics so that they can manage early kills. And John is sitting in a prime percentage spot to get himself up thrown and up aired. So let's just get rid of Rosalina.
Okay, good aggressive up air. That's an option we haven't seen yet from UtopianRay. John actually getting a very antsy off stage, but not committing to anything too much. In the end, it was the ledge play that still seals it out. The Sun Salutation catching on the landing. John evening up the score 1-1. Counter picks in UtopianRay's advantage, though.
Now, you brought up a good point earlier on. We were discussing the Game 2 pick into Smashville, and you were saying how there's no stage that really has a huge impact on Rosalina, on Wii Fit Trainer, rather, because, you know, the nature of John and his playstyle. So I'm not very surprised to see us come back to Smashville, because it's a stage we've seen Ray has no trouble with controlling, and he's not really going to get that much more off if he gives himself more platforms or no platforms. You definitely don't want to go to Final Destination, because then that is John's MO in a stage. It's just the entirety of his playstyle's benefit.
Well, at the same time, oh, what?
This is a friendly reminder, folks.
Look at his
that
face.
Once Rosalina is in free fall from Shooting Star, Luma is free to play.
Oh, man.
Luma can't do anything during the animation, but during the free fall? God, I love this character.
Okay, but John, this is one thing about John that I'd say in 2016, if you took the first stock from him, congratulations, you won the game. But he started to figure out how to make comebacks. And that means that even though UtopianRay took the first stock here, he is in no way safe for a victory screen.
Yeah, it really isn't over until there's no stocks on board for one of these players. Especially given how John has been doing well to manage his deep breathing and Sun Salutation.
The landings, in general, the disadvantage has been, it seems like UtopianRay might be getting a better read on it. Oh, why does I say that? Okay.
John was rather surprised that that killed. Either way, 80% already built up on the Wii Fit. And while Ray is going to lose his Luma immediately, doesn't particularly need it in this percentage window. He could just wait for John to approach, which John is forced to in this matchup. I feel like that's another layer of why this matchup doesn't work out in John's favor. Probably why it is his all-time least favorite.
Down air killing off the top. I talked about it.
I don't want to see it. That Wii Fit really just flew through her entire dress.
Yeah. John, he had some momentum on that second stock, but as soon as Ray respawned and got in control, it was just too difficult for him. But one thing I have to say about Wii Fit Trainer, and specifically John Number's playstyle, is that I feel like the game has sort of shifted away from neutral. You know, it used to be that, oh, if your character has good neutral, they're good, because that's what the game is revolved around. But now it's a lot more about advantage and disadvantage states, and the fact that John is actually amazing in disadvantage really works out well for him. You notice that the last stock he got was off of UtopianRay's own ledge trap. He got behind him and forward tilted. So that might be something that works out well for John Numbers in terms of the general meta. Like, look at that. That's how he got that hit in, was Ray overextending.
Going for trades and punishes is certainly a interesting method of being able to turn control around, especially in a game like Smash 4 where you can make the most out of your stock, and as long as you continue to create your comfort zone, you can reset situations time and time again. However, given that Wii Fit's she's not particularly heavy, she's not light either.
She's very floaty though.
Yes. She's going to find herself in situations where she's going to get caught out in juggles, and she's not going to be living forever off of that, regardless of the fact that she can heal percentages here and there thanks to how deep breathing and Sun Salutation operate. But
don't DI in. When you are getting thrown at the ledge by a Rosalina, if you DI in, you give her that 50-50 chance. That time, good job. I think Numbers didn't DI at all, because that's the way to get out of it. Oh, this could be big.
Luma's still alive. We're chilling. Ooh, punched.
Did you see that? I think that might have been some smash DI from John Numbers to get back down into the ground. And that means that he took the first stock. Ray evens it up.
There's a tech read. That's a good one right there.
Yeah. So Ray has evened it up, but Numbers doesn't have to worry about coming back from a stock deficit. And the way he's been playing, I could possibly see him taking this to a game 5. But UtopianRay does not want to have to deal with that. He's pushing him at the ledge, and he's playing this more safe, like pressuring from afar as opposed to being in Numbers' face.
I'll be honest with you, Celtic, when I love game 5s, you know me. And that would be our 3rd game 5 of this top 8. And I want that. I want to see John pull through. But if these percentages continue to be as close as they are, I don't know if that window's going to be open for long. John needs to take this lead and run to the bank with it.
Oh, Numbers drifting. His pressure is actually surprisingly good. That's not normally a thing Wii Fit is known for. Okay, getting... Oh, that might have actually been a really big misstep. Oh, he's juggled right now. 79, 80%. He's on the ledge once again. This lead is about to disappear from him. Okay, there it is, the grab, but he's not able to get rid of Luma, and that means that that advantage was not as optimal as it could be.
With the percentages, once again, I'm going to bring it back to how close they are. It's where John's sitting at fault. He's got to get rid of that Luma, and Luma is not going to be able to land on the platform. It's going to start drifting away ever so slightly. The charge from the Sun Salutation, once again, is going to be continuing to keep Ray off and off. However, if Ray can play this out defensively, and we know that he has the skill to play it out defensively, he would have been able to close it out right there, but dashing behind, he's going to get caught from the upwards hitbox to forward tilt, and that's going to bring us to our 3rd game 5.
One of the things that is good for Wii Fit in this matchup, Wii Fit normally really struggles to kill. Like, she is really bad at closing out stocks. But Rosalina is light and floaty. That backwards hit of up tilt, that is not something you normally see end somebody's life. But right there, it was enough, and so we're going to have game 5 on Smashville. Is that all 5 games on Smashville? Okay, happened at the beginning, though. So, the New York Classic.
But why?
Oh, no. I shouldn't have said it.
I mean, now that real talk, though, that's kind of the deal across, like, all games. That's definitely not a Smash exclusive.
All right, so we're having some technical difficulties right now. I do say, at the very least, that happened at the beginning of Game 5 as opposed to in the middle of it. But, okay, I think we're resetting the console. So if you'll bear with us, folks, that just means that we get to stew in our own juices a little bit more, waiting for this Game 5.
Why'd you have to use that analogy?
What? Stewing in your own, is that not, it's...
No.
It's like, you know, it's the anticipation. It's like, I'm sweating. I'm covered in...
What?
Literally, the only thing that turned off was the Wii.
Ground control. Get an explanation on that.
Yeah, can we?
All right. So if you actually want to talk about that, that last game was a huge boon for Numbers. And that, through no fault of anybody, probably killed his momentum going into Game 5. Numbers can be easily affected by things. And I'm looking at him, UtopianRay shrugs things. He shrugs everything off.
Well, yes.
He'll get killed at like 10%. He's just like...
Yes, UtopianRay is not the kind of player that wears his emotions on his sleeve. I feel almost antithetical to how John is, as John is incredibly emotive as he plays.
Sometimes he emotes on the walls behind him.
That's rude, but true.
Yeah, but it's the sort of thing where if John loses this next game, I could honestly see him just being done for the tournament. Because think about it.
He would have to move that fight onto Dark Blues, and that's already another frustrating matchup for this. Top 8 was designed to bother John Numbers. Have you noticed the characters that's on? We have 3 Diddy Kongs.
He doesn't mind Diddy Kong so much.
But he's his demon. If he manages to win this out over Ray, he has to fight Dill.
Yeah, but Dill,
that's
it's not
New York's least favorite matchup.
I love that matchup. I love
No one
Dill
likes that
versus
matchup.
Numbers.
Don't lie. Dill's right there. Don't lie to him.
No, I'm serious. Dill's Mewtwo versus John Numbers Wii Fit.
No one likes
great.
to see that. Dill doesn't even like to see that. And Dill's part of the problem. Yes or no? Can I get a confirmation? Are you part of the problem? It's you versus John Numbers. Bayonetta's not allowed
right.
to survive in New
Well,
York.
we might not even see that because it's Game 5. We'll see if UtopianRay is able to close it out or whether John will actually be able to move on into winner's bracket. He's starting off pretty strong here. This is actually the strongest start we've seen from him so
Looking
far.
like volleyball practice with this start.
I see, that's what his major was in college.
I'm definitely going to have to call you out on that one later. But nonetheless, we're here on Smashville for Game 5. The entire set done this way. And with good reason, both of these players have showcased excellent control of the stage. And now with the momentum having been set to an almost dead even after the halted stop of that.
I thought that it was going to be not great for numbers.
Give them time to breathe. Give both players time
Yeah,
to breathe.
it does feel like maybe
centered.
it does seem to be out really rough for numbers. And I also want to reiterate that UtopianRay had a free winners bracket. Like, not necessarily, Dill, of course, really strong player, but he historically has been doing well in that matchup, and on paper, it's a good matchup for him. But now I don't think he's going to get the chance to. He's down by so much. Of course, he has that comeback potential, but it's a matter of finding his way there.
Yeah, you can't count Ray out just yet. He's definitely made comebacks like this happen once before, and especially against John. This is definitely not their first time playing. They're no strangers to each other's antics.
Oh, interesting.
Didn't know you could hop through those hoops like that. I'm not going to front. That looked terrible.
Oh, and 39%, definitely UtopianRay can take this stock at this point. Not yet, quite, but 39% from John is good, but not great. As in, you have a lead when coming back, but he wants to have more than just a slight lead.
All right, trade a Luma for a stock. That's fair enough, especially since it gives Ray free time to get his Luma back. It's going to take a few more seconds, but establishing the stage control definitely not an issue for Ray, especially after just getting the single hit of forward air. Incredibly difficult to do, but it's a decent enough hitbox to just throw your opponent away.
Oh, the pressure from numbers. He's switching targets and still managing to cross up on UtopianRay's shield. It's a little bit of damage on Rosa, but a lot of damage on Luma. That star is probably going to be gone in just a little bit. But before she does clock out, she can deal a ton of... okay, never mind. She's gone.
No, honestly, this was the situation that I was worried about, and this is why I was saying not to count out Ray just yet. Because if they find themselves in the single stock situation, and Ray has a little bit more percentage on hand, he could still manage to take advantage of the rage, especially if John isn't as quick to remove the Lumas. He's been doing an excellent job of removing Luma as of late. But the situation can become dire very quickly, especially with these back airs, setting John off.
That was so smart. He still got punished, but at the very least, he didn't die like in Game 1.
What patience from UtopianRay. Oh, but the down smash was a terrible call, as John's going to reverse the situation and get control of the ledge.
And now we have neck and neck, completely even percents. Luma isn't around, but she'll be back in just an instant, and the respective kill power is definitely in Ray's favor here. That jab almost finished him off.
It's not going to do it just yet. Give John enough time to establish his deep breathing. He's going to get caught out. Suspect DI sending him pretty far off, but these are high percentages. And then the forward smash, and John is having none of it. It's going to be that fist bump, respect between the players, but it's going to be UtopianRay who ends out Game 5, and Ray will be moving on to winners finals.